Hello everybody, today we're going to be looking at some LANTITE numeracy questions from questions 30 to 40. They're just some of the practice questions. I thought I had already recorded these, but I guess I hadn't. But anyways, we'll get into it. So we're going to go from 30 onwards. So here we go. Might make it a little bit smaller so we can fit as much as we can on here. So here's our little bands that we've got up here. Down here we've actually got the question. So below are some statements about the graph. Click on true or false for each statement. The national minimum standard for year 3 is band 2. National minimum for year 3 is band 2. National minimum year 3, band 2. So this blue says national minimum. So yes, that's exactly what it's asking. National minimum is the national minimum, and it definitely is the blue, which is band 2 for year 3. So that would be true. Next question, there are two bands that are common to the 4 year levels. Two bands that are common in all of them. So I'm guessing it'll be probably these ones in the middle. That's, it's at the top of year 3, the bottom of year 9. Should be roughly the same. So 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6 are in both. 4 is not in all of them, 7 is not in all of them. So yes, just bands 5 and 6 are in all of them. So we'll go down and we'll call that true also. From each year level to the next year level, only one new band is reported and only one previous band is not reported. So we're getting rid of one and adding a new one. So here we have got rid of 2 and added 2, and then here it's got rid of 1 and added 1, here 1, here 1. So obviously from 3 to 5 is the exception. There we're doing 2 instead of 1. You can see that here, band 1 and band 2, both of those are missing, and 7 and 8, both of them were not in 3, but they've been added in year 5. So that is false. Next question. Food dye comes in 4 colors, red, blue, yellow, and green. This table shows how to make additional colors by combining drops in the correct proportions. So proportions, I guess, is meaning ratio, so one in terms of another. And it says what color is made by combining 4 drops of blue and 2 drops of green. So we've got 4 blue and 2 green, and we know that from 4 to 2 it's multiplying by 2. So we also need to try to find a ratio that's got twice as many blue as green. And if we have a look at the table, the only one that actually has blue and green is aqua. And yes, it is also 2 to 1, 2 blue to 1 green. So it's got the exact same ratio, multiplied by 2. So yes, aqua is what we're looking for. Now if we look at question 32, a recipe calls for a 1/4 teaspoon, so 20 drops of lime green. How many drops of yellow are needed? So we want to get lime green. So we want a 1/4 of a teaspoon. They're calling 20 drops. So if we're to have 20 drops of lime green, so 20 of lime green, and it is saying that a 1/4, so we need 20 of lime green, so we just have to look at their proportions, which at the moment are 3 of yellow and 1 of green. So that means out of every 4 drops that are in lime green, of which we should have 4 lots of 5. So 3 plus 1 is 4, okay? And 20 divided by 4 equals 5, which means we need to have 5 lots of the yellow and 5 lots of the green. Now it's asking how many of yellow. It's saying 3 out of every 4 will be yellow, so 3 out of every 4 times 20 will be 15. Now that might sound a little bit complicated, but just think of it that for every 4 drops, 3 of them have to be yellow and 1 of them has to be green. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 fours are 20. There's our 20 drops. And these three will have to be yellow. And same for these three out of these four, these three out of these four, and so on. And the 1 out of every 4 will be the green. 5 threes are 15, 15 greens, 4 will be the other colour. Sorry, 15 will be yellow, 5 will be green. So, I don't think I can write an answer in here. Oh yeah, I can. 15 is what we're looking for. If you find that one a little bit tricky, I can give a similar sort of question asking for a certain number of drops for one of the other colors, and we can do similar ratios. Anyway, so let's keep going. Fundraising report, summary of a school's fundraising achievements. So I'll just go to the statement, then I'll read afterwards. 1/4 of the total amount raised was from other events. So other events. So first up, it says 12,000 in total. And then it says 600 from lunch. And it also says 4,000 from craft. And craft and baking. 2,400 from trivia. 2,000 from discos. Plus thousands of dollars from other events. So because it's 12,000 in total, I guess the other has to be, the part of the 12,000 that isn't included in the lunch, the craft and baking, the trivia, and the disco. So we just need to add all them up. 0, 0, 6 and 4 is 10. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So that's 9,000. That means there's 3,000 left, because 3,000 plus 9,000 will equal 12,000. So when it says 1/4 of the total amount was from other events, 1/4 of 12,000, we know that 1/4 means that you need to have to divide by 4. And 1/4 of 4 is 3. 1/4 of 12,000 is therefore 3,000, which is what this is. So yes, 1/4 was raised from other events. Exactly 30% of the total amount raised can be attributed to the craft and baking stalls. 30% equals 3/10, because a tenth is 10% and we've got 3 of them. So what I would do, I just divide our total by 10, multiply it by 3, and that will get us our 3/10. So 12,000 divided by 10, you just have to get rid of one of the zeros. So that's 10% of total. Now if I multiply that by 3, we'll get 30% of total. 1,200 times 3. I know that 12 times 3 is 36. I just add my 2 zeros on the end because there's already 2 zeros over here. So $3,600 is 30%. Is that exactly how much craft and baking made? No, they made 4,000, which is more than 30%. So false. Now the amount raised from trivia night was 4 times the amount raised from lunch. So here is lunch. Lunch equals $600. And trivia night is 2,400. 600 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24, and we just add our 2 zeros. 1, 2, 1, 2. And yes, that is exactly how much trivia night is. So that one is true. Timber Creek. Teacher wishes to drive from Darwin to Timber Creek School. This map shows the distance and the estimated driving time for the route. So all up it says 7 hours and 5 minutes. This looks like important information. 7 hour, 5 min drive I know that 7 times 6 is 42, so 7 times 60 will be 420, plus my 5, 425 minutes, just in case I need that. Which set of directions best describes the route? So we are going from Darwin to Timber Creek School, and that means that we are going down and then to the right, right off screen, which is actually going to be our left if you're in the car, and then you're going to the left of screen down towards Timber Creek. Keeping in mind that north is going up, that means down to the right will be southeast, and that's just based on never eat soggy Weet-Bix. Hopefully a few of the Australian audience have heard of that one for our little compass. Anyways, so that's what we need to do, but it says best describes the route. Let's have a look at our options. Drive southeast on Highway 1, so it's got to be one of those. So that means B and D are out. We've only got A and C. At Catherine, turn left to stay on Highway 1. Now it's left on the map, but we're coming from the top, which means the directions will be reversed. So you actually go to your driver's side left to get to Catherine, and then you're turning right from Catherine. So turning right when you get to Catherine, southeast and then right. C is our answer. The teacher leaves at 8:30 a.m. Sounds very important. And drives for 3 hours and 10 minutes to Catherine. After a 45-minute rest stop, the teacher leaves Catherine for Timber Creek. When should the teacher arrive at Timber Creek? So we've already got at the top here that it's supposed to take 7 hours and 5 minutes. So we'll remind ourselves of that, 7 hour 5. So if we're left at 8:30, and then all we have is a 45-minute rest stop, so that pushes us forward to 9:15, which you could do it either way. You can add the 45 minutes now or later. I'll go the way that most people probably would, which is 8:30, and it's a 7 hour and 5 minute drive. So let's add the two together. 8:30 plus 7 hours and 5 minutes will end up getting us 15:35. So that's 3:35 in the afternoon. Obviously that's 24-hour time. And we had a 45-minute rest break, so we've got to add another 45 to this. And if we add 25, that will get us to 4 o'clock. And then we'll still have 20 left. So that will actually be, so what's that, 25, 20, 4:20 in the afternoon. Is that one of our options? It is. There we go. 4:20 is what we want. And it sounds about right. 45 minutes plus what it initially said was our 7 hours. So 7 hours and 5 plus 45 is 7 hours and 50. That means it's almost 8 hours. And if you leave at 7:30 in the morning, I believe it said, 8:30 in the morning. If you leave at 8:30 and you arrive in almost 8 hours, if you add that, it will be 16:30, which of course is 4:30. But remember, I said it was almost 8 hours. So it's going to be just under, which of course 4:20 p.m. is just under 4:30 p.m. So that all checks out. Okay, next question. And we'll go on this side. Okay, real estate prices. There's 8 houses and 11 units in a regional city. Prices have been ordered from lowest to highest and rounded to the nearest 10. Below are some statements. The range of house prices is more than 5 times the range of unit. Okay, well, let's have a look. The range of house. Oops. The range of houses go from a house. The most expensive one is 300,000, and sorry, the cheapest one is 300,000. The most expensive is 790. 790 to 300 will be 490 when we use subtraction. If we look at units, we've got 260 as our cheapest, 340 as our most expensive, and that will be 80,000 difference. You can do it like that if you want to do the full working out. I just know that 34 take 26 is 8. Not too complicated. So the question was, the range of the house price is more than 5 times the range of the unit. Well, here's the unit. 80 times 5 is 400, because 8 times 5 is 40, and then we just add that 0 over here. Yeah, 490 is greater than 400, so yes, it's close to 10 times the range instead of 5 times the range. So definitely true, it is more than 5. Now ask, the median house price is 60,000 more than the median unit price. Now the way median works, median is the middle number when we have an odd numbered set. So for example, if you had 5 numbers, the median number is the one that's right in the middle. When you've got even numbers, an even sample set, so let's say 2, 2, 4, 9, 11, 12, the median is the average of the middle numbers, because you never get just one middle number when you've got an even number set. So, considering that, let's look at house prices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got the thing that I was talking about. 1, 2, 3. So 340 and 360 will be the middle ones. The average of 340 and 360, you just have to add the 2 together and then divide by 2. Or you just half the difference between them. So I'll show both ways. 340 plus 360 is 700. And half of 700 is 700 divided by 2. Actually, I'll do it slightly lower down. 700 divided by 2 equals 3 plus 1, 50. The other way you could have done it, the difference between 360 and 340 is 20, and therefore the midpoint is going to be half of that, because the small number is 10 away. Well, half of 20 is 10, obviously. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And that means that the midpoint is going to be 10 away from this number and 10 away from that number. So 340 plus 10 is 350. And 360 is 10 more than 350. Hence 350 is that middle point. So that is our middle number for the houses. Now for the units, let's count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. That just means there's just going to be one number, just like in our odd number example, odd number of samples. So because I counted 11, we've just got to pick the middle one, which would be the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this number is 6 from the top, 6 from the bottom. Or 7th one from the bottom. Let's count again just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that means there should be 5 either side of it. Yep, I've got it now. Thought I was going cross-eyed for a second. So the middle value will be 290 for the units. So 290 for unit, and it was 350 for house. Now let's actually look to see what our question was again. It's been so long I can't remember. The median house price is 60,000 more than the median unit. Well, yes, the difference between 350 and 290 is going to be 60,000 if we did the subtraction. And if you want to do the subtraction fully, in case we need subtraction practice, then here it is. 0, 0, 0, 0. 5 times 9 doesn't work. Take 1 from there. 15, take 9 is 6. 2, take 2 is 0, which means it can be disregarded. 60,000. Yes. Okay, onwards we go. Step challenge. Actually, I'll just use this page a bit. So, 2 students at a school participate in a step challenge to raise money for charity. There are a recorded number of steps, but 1 10-week term. This is how much they did at the end of week 6. That's a lot of steps. Gabrielle wants to reach a total of 500,000 steps by the end of week 10. What is the number of steps Gabrielle will need to walk each day for the next 4 weeks to reach her goal? So she wants 500,000. That is the goal. And at the moment, Gabrielle has 262,000. So it would make sense that I subtract, because we've already done 262,000. That's 262,000 out of that 500,000 that we do not need to do. So we need to figure out how much we do need to do. So 0 take 0, 0, 0 take 0, 0, 0 take 0, 0, 0 take 2. Well, can't be done. We will need to do that. 238. And that is based off turning that to that, this to that, that to that. 238,000 steps is how many we are left to do. So how much will she need to walk each day for the next 28 days? 238,000. Now you could just use a calculator and do 238,000 divided by 28, and then that will say how many steps a day. Let's see if we can do this just on paper. 238, 28, 23, no, 238, that's 8 times 30, 240, actually 8 times that, 160, 8 times that, 208, plus 28 is 236. So I think that's 8 remainder 2. That's doesn't work. So 8 200. That's 7. 8 times 20. Nope. 7. 140. 56. That's 196. So 7 remainder 4. That's 1 remainder 12. And 120 divided by 28. I believe that's. I was going to say it was 5, but it's not. 28. Let's see if my maths is actually right. If I was on the right track, or if I screwed up somewhere. So 238,000 divided by 28. Yeah, I definitely mucked up my maths. 8,500. 8,500. I want to do that again anyways. I could do with the practice. 28, 2, 3, 8, 1, 2, 3. 8 times 28. This is extra math practice for everybody. 8 times 28 equals, 8 times 20 is 160 plus 48, that's 208. So plus another 28 will be 236, won't it? 9 times 28 equals 180 plus 72, 252. Interesting. Something's not. Oh, whoops. 8. I've done that completely wrong. 8 times 20 is 160. 8 times 8 is 64. That equals 224. That means that there would be 8 remainder 4. There, 14. Yep, silly me. Got to practice your 28 times tables, I guess. But anyways, glossing over that. Yeah, so 28 will fit into 145 times, and then 0 for the others. Gives us a nice, beautiful number, which is what I should have been getting. That's 8,500 steps a day. Next, Shay is sponsored $1 for every 1,000 steps he walks during the challenge. If Shay maintains the same average number of steps per week as in the first week, how much will he have done by the end of week 10? Well, he's done 366,000. That's 6 weeks worth, and we want to do 10 weeks worth. So the way I'm going to do it is divide by 6, because if we divide 6 weeks by 6, we'll get 1 week, and then we just need to multiply by 10. So again, you can just put it in your calculator, 366,000 divided by 6, and I believe you will get 61,000, but we'll double check because my maths has been bad. So 366, 1, 2, 3, divided by 6. A lot easier to divide by smaller numbers. 6 into 3 doesn't go, 6 into 36 is 6, 6 into 6 is 1, and then zeros after that. So we will be doing 61,000 per week. We multiply there, and if we do that by, multiply that by 10 to get 10 weeks worth, obviously to multiply it by 10 you just add a 0. So we'll do 610,000 in 10 weeks. Now, if you get $1 for every 1,000, well, there's 1,000, so there's 610 lots of 1,000. $1 for each of those, we get $610. Onwards we go. Okay. Display board. A rectangular board on a classroom that is on the wall that is 1.2 meters high, 8 meters long. The teacher wishes to place A3 size posters on the board in landscape orientation. What is the largest number of posters that can fit without overlapping? So as we can see, we've got quite different measurements, meters and millimeters. So it'd be best if we can have the same. Hopefully we know that milli is like millennium, so 1,000. So 8 meters is actually 8,000 millimeters. So that's what it is going across. Oops. And 1.2 meters is 1,200 millimeters, going from top to bottom. And we're trying to see how many 420s and by 297s will fit in that. So we'll do 8,000 divided by 420. 8,000 divided by 420. So you can always do ones like this by getting rid of the zeros and adding them afterwards, but I'll just leave them as is. So we'll put that there. We'll have to wait till we get to 420 into 800, which will be 1, and there will be 380 left over. So it'll be 420 into 3,800. I'll just do it. I'm going to guess 9 because this is less than 4,200, which would be 10 lots of this. So I'm just going to do 9 times 420. Again, this can just go in your calculator. 8,000 divided by 420. Here's your calculator version. And so 420 times 9, 400 times 9 is 3,600, and 20 times 9 is 180. So that will be 3,780. So that is 9 of them. So it will be 9 remainder 20. So there won't be much of a remainder left, only a small bit. 9 remainder 20. Now, when it actually comes to height wise, how many times does 297 fit into 1,200? That should be a lot easier to see. So 1,200. So now we're looking at it height wise. 1,200 divided by 297. Yeah, you should be able to know that 297 is pretty close to 300, which is pretty close to a quarter of 1,200. So yeah, answer again was going to be just over 4, because this is just smaller than a quarter. So this is just confirmed by going like that. Yeah, 297 won't fit into any of these. It's got to go into 1,200. 4 times 300 is 1,200. This is missing 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Take 12 away from your 1,200, and you end up getting 1,188. So yeah, it will fit 4 times with a very small remainder. Very small. Let's just check our answers on the calculators as well. So 8 8,000 divided by 420. Yeah, 19 and a bit, which is what I had over here. I've got remainder 20. 20 out of 420 is yeah, only a very small amount, hence the 0.04. But our whole number is what's important. 19 is our whole number, and then same now for 1200 divided by 297. Yeah, 4 and a little bit, very little bit. Okay, so we know from all this that we can, this is our very big board, that we can fit 19 posters across. That is our number over here. And we can fit 4 posters up, which is our number here. So then that means that what we're going to be doing is multiplying 4 by 19. And I know that 4 times 20 is 80, and we want one less lot of 4 because we've already got 20 of them. So that will be 80 take 4, which is 76. You can put it in your calculator, or you can just do the maths. 4 times 9 is 36, 4 times 10 will be 40. Add them together, 76. So yeah, 76 is the largest number we can get without there being any overlap. Question 40, last one. I'll go straight to the questions then look at the chart. In 2017, more than 40% of females had, I'll minimize this maybe so I can, might be a bit small, hopefully we can still read it. In 2017, more than 40% of females aged 25 to 29 had attained a bachelor degree or above. So if we look at 2017, the point right at the end, age 25 to 29, we're talking female. The 40% line is, yeah, a decent bit lower than where that has peaked to. The 40% line is where we were at 2016. So 2017, it is true that there's more than 40%. In 2012, the difference in the percentage of females and males aged 25 to 29 who had attained a bachelor degree or above was less than 10%. 10% is the difference between two of these little rectangles. So it has to be one line in between. Anyway, so let's have a look at 2012. So there is a line in between, but this bottom part here, that's 30. We're a little bit higher than that. So let's say we're at 32 for men in 2012. So men equals 32. If we look at women, it's only just below the line there if we zoom in. So I'm going to call that 39. But the question is it was less than 10%? Was less than 10%? Well, the difference between these two, 32 and 39, is 7. 7 difference. So yes, 7 is less than 10%. So that one's true also. Well, there we go. There are the questions. I hope everything is clear enough. I hope my handwriting wasn't too horrific. And yeah, if you need any more help with anything, please just let me know and I'll get to it maybe in a week or so, when most of my uni studies for the year will have ended. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck.